Living in a former communist nation, it's quite fun. And, well, it's many challenges and ways of finding something that you really like. Capitalism seems like a long dream that we can't still reach yet. We're still not properly there when you take into consideration corruption and how bad a country can be without its proper systems like health, education, um, railroads. Those are pretty destroyed if you ever come to Romania. Usually this is what happens when the great dictator dies, when his last breath leaves his body. Then the country just basically needs a lot of time to get back up on its feet. Usually in velvet revolutions, this is, well, an easier transition than in full-scale revolutions. And a full-scale revolution I think we will have with Far Cry 6. Don't get me wrong, Far Cry 6 has the building blocks to make a Far Cry game in which I am interested in. 5 can be there, but I'm not really gonna get into 5. But why am I making a video on this? Well, because some individuals consider that Giancarlo Esposito, whatever, I can't really pronounce most names properly nowadays, but they consider him an insensitive choice, a bad choice, one that is racially insensitive. And many consider this a great tragedy because of Ubisoft donated to Black Lives Matter. And this is why I say never give an inch. The moment you give an inch, you give a mile. The moment you let someone have a little bit of freedom into what you do, that's the moment you're starting to give them even more and more and more. And well, thank God that Ubisoft is a company that likes to have money, and it throws money around to have money, so that's a circle they like to do, like every company. But here's the thing. People have been really angry that they chose this actor, an amazing actor. We can, from what he's done in most of the movies and series he's played in, like, I don't think he really did. Even if the movie was bad, I still think he did a pretty good job in what he did. So when you're given little, you do what you can with what you have. But no. Now, it's a good idea to cancel Ubisoft, not because of its predatory decisions, not because the games are somehow wobbly and wonky, not because they come up with products that are, well, pretty bad, not because they make terms and agreements that are, let's say, stupid. They're goddamn stupid. No, we should cancel them because the main villain of Far Cry 6 isn't Latinx. Excuse my use of the X at the end of Latin, which is really infuriating even for myself. But no, because he's not Latin. But he played Latin roles, so whatever. People want to cancel Ubisoft because the main villain isn't Latin. He's not from Latin America, even though the country he's supposed to be is a sort of Cuba-like country. No, Latin American country with revolutions and whatnot, and people not being satisfied with the way their lives are. No, let's cancel a black Italian person that was born in Denmark. Like, he is the kind of multicultural person that you would really expect out of America. Somebody that has origins in both in the USA and outside of it. You would really expect a person like this to be like the most diverse person you can get. But no, said the journalists that act high and mighty because they've polished a few knobs here and there. No, say the cultural critics that have no understanding of video games and culture and how things should really work. No, they say, this is insensitive because he is not Latin, when there are many Latin voice actors. This is messed up because A lot of people that say this are more than likely from a country that benefits from one aspect of capitalism that I think we can all agree with, even if you're a goddamn communist, which I'm sorry for you, bud. But the best person should do the job. The best person, the most qualified person to do the job, he should have it. Not based on your race or sexuality or anything else. The best person that can do a specific job should have it. And you're not gonna hire an electrician to do your plumbing just because he's gay. You're not gonna do that. You're gonna hire a plumber. But no, he is not Latin. Now, this is something that happened. I really have a strong feeling for this because I used to like BoJack Horseman. I can't finish it, but I like that series, and they made the voice actor for Diane in that one feel bad that she played Diane Nguyen, which was a Vietnamese character. Remember that what's it called from Family Guy? Cleveland. Cleveland was played by a he was played by a white actor, but he was a black character. And thus, people consider it some sort of weird digital blackface or television blackface, cultural blackface, whatever, in which the guy has to step down because, but he is not black. So even though he is very good at his job and does pretty well with the character he has, he shouldn't have that role. And neither should Giancarlo. Because being the closest thing to Latin is not Latin enough. Yes, they could have hired a Mexican. I would have liked Fluffy. If they hired Fluffy to do the villain for this game, I probably would have been into it a little bit way more than Giancarlo. I'm gonna be honest, and because Fluffy's he's one of the few comedians I can really feel like I can laugh at nowadays when comedy is such a... How do I say it? Comedy is like the throat of a whale. An orange can't pass through it, to say the least. Now, people are upset because a black character is gonna play the dictator Anton Castilli. So, Castiel, whatever. I have my things all wrong every time. Now, why should he play it? And there are some points that some weird article I found discuss about it. First of all, Ubisoft is criticized on social media for hiring a non-Latino actor to play a Latino character. Though if you look at the origins of the word Latin and what it means, and how there still are Latin languages in this world, and how most Latin cultures from Europe and other places still have some similarities in them with tradition and whatnot, you might not really... we can discuss for days. In Far Cry 6, non-Latino actor Giancarlo Esposito will be playing the role of a dictator named Anton Castillo. So Anton Castillo. Espiritual heritage is, yeah, whatever. They don't like this because they consider it insensitive culturally. Excuse me, America, you still have idiots that riot and burn cities to the ground. Chaz didn't end well, and many other experiments like Chaz will not end well. You've toppled down statues without thought or care, and so did other morons follow the example in other countries. And when you have a representation, which I am sure this might be the best character Ubisoft will ever make for the Far Cry series, you act like it's not good enough. Because this is the system that it works, that I feel is pretty redundant in this situation. If it's black, it's not good because it's not Latino. If it's Latino, it's not good because it's not a female. If it's not a female, it's not good. If it's a female, it's not good because it's not transgender. Or if it's transgender, it's not good because it's not disabled. There's a huge slippery slope you go in if you take this thinking into consideration and you really want to make something that can please everybody. And you won't be able to make something that pleases everybody. It is impossible to do that. You will not please somebody here. You will not please somebody from Europe, and somebody from Asia, and somebody from Africa, and somebody from North America, or South America. It's hard to find that common denominator to make something that everybody will like. Now, of course, I guess not many people are into video games that much, or not into Far Cry. That these assumptions, these critics should be made. Because if you want to talk about Ubisoft and how they should be cancelled for things, you don't take into... There are way worse things they've done than this. And even if you consider this a bad thing, that they put a very good actor to play a villain, which, let's be honest, Giancarlo has a lot of experience of playing villains, and he does a pretty good job with it. Not gonna lie, he does an amazing job with it. With all that, if you even consider this a bad thing, it is like giving up on everything. You move aside everything Ubisoft does that's bad, only so you can have this win that is almost insignificant, a Pyrrhic victory. You're not winning anything. You're more than likely just losing. And honestly, losing an actor of this caliber, well, that can only hurt Ubisoft in the end. To put it frankly, representation is something most people desire. But I never understand why want to have representation for something instead of having something else. Why go on this slippery slope when you can just be happy what you have? I understand people that are ambitious, but also there are people that are content in this world, and people that are pretty happy with what they have. But not in this case. No, when you have proper representation, you don't like it because it's not enough. Having a black Latino might have been different, but oh no, we have a Latino that was born in Italy. So, no. No, they say. And if you look by the title, Far Cry 6 Reveal gives us another reason to cancel Ubisoft, you'll find many great articles that pretty much say the same stupid stuff always. Some articles that are on sites that I would recommend don't click on them. It is stupid. And maybe I didn't give enough reasons why this is a good pick. It is a good pick because the actor is amazing. From the acting point of view, voice acting, whatever, the actor is amazing. He has proven himself time and again that he can do his job properly and amazingly, and he does an amazing villain. Giancarlo is, because Latino is not a race, despite what people would like you to think, no. This Giancarlo represents that minority part, well, American minority, whatever, of Latinos, which are black. So if you consider this point of view, yeah, he does pretty well. I mean, he's black, he's a good actor. That should be reason enough. Here's another reason, though. You want to have a powerful name attached to your game. And most games have been hit or miss with some actors. I remember there were like a few games that used Peter Baelish and from Game of Thrones and Kevin Spacey, which didn't age well. Call of Duty. You want a strong name, especially in a time like this when the world is on fire. To have a strong name attached to your video game, and a strong name that can check all those diversity marks that people cry so much about on TikTok and Twitter and whatever social media you find. That is amazing. That gives you a lot of opportunity to do a lot of stuff, talk a lot of issues, tackle a lot of issues, and you have a perfect actor that can do that. He can be the bad guy for almost any series, and he will do a good job on it. But no. Despite all that, people seem to consider that Ubisoft contributes to racial injustice, which honestly should be farther away from the truth as much as possible. But in the end, what do we know? We get a good actor on a game that looks to be amazing, which has a nice premise, which is a South American country in revolution. Viva la Resistance! Nope. They said, nope. Not with that dictator. I'm sure there's somebody out there that considers that it's racist to have Giancarlo as the villain because he's black. And if anything, you're going to play a CIA agent that whatever does this and this and that, and he has to kill a black person. Oh, CIA is bad. There are a lot of problems. But that's all for now.